Bonjour, c'est Sara de CasaEducation. Donc CasaEducation est une agence d'orientation et d'admission à l'étranger. Nous sommes partenaires de plusieurs universités, centres de langue et pathways en Angleterre. Donc nous aidons les étudiants dans toutes les démarches, donc de l'orientation, admission, demande de bourse, logement et procédure de visa. Et donc aussi, quand ils partent en Angleterre, donc nous restons en contact avec eux pour les aider au cas où ils auraient besoin de quelque chose. Donc, parmi nos partenaires, nous avons University of Westminster, qui est une université à Londres, en plein centre de Londres. Donc, ils ont 4 campus dans la même ville. Ils proposent plusieurs programmes, de l'architecture, l'art, business, droit, computer science, tourisme, finance et d'autres programmes. Donc aujourd'hui, j'ai le plaisir d'inviter à ce live Monsieur Martyn de University of Westminster, donc pour nous parler un peu des programmes qui sont proposés, des bourses qui sont données aux étudiants qui viennent du Maroc, des critères d'entrée, des logements et aussi du post-study work visa. Donc je vais inviter Martyn à nous rejoindre. J'attends que Martyn accepte l'invitation. Voilà. Hello.
How you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks. Good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
We are good. Can you please just put your mic a bit closer?
Close to my face, like that, yeah?
Yes.
Is that better? Right, yeah.
Yes, it's better. So thank you for joining this live. It's Ramadan, so many people, people are a bit lazy these days, but this live will be recorded so they can watch it later on.
Sure. Well, yeah, thank you for having me. Ramadan Mubarak to everyone.
Thank you, Ramadan Mubarak Saeed, to you and to all the students and parents and people who are watching us. So, Martyn, tell us about the University of Westminster. Where is it located? Donc, je pense qu'on a perdu Martyn. Je vais l'ajouter encore une fois. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hi, Sarah.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, yeah. So I'll just give a bit of information about the University of Westminster to start with, and then I'll show everyone around the campus. It's a very busy day on campus today, which is great. You can see what it's like to be a student with us. So I'm just stood outside the entrance of the Marylebone campus here in central London. This is where our Westminster Business School and School of Architecture and Cities is taught. We're a British public university based in the city centre of London. We have 19,000 students that study with us. About close to 7,000 of our students are international students. And regularly each year we have a good number of Moroccans joining us for Bachelor's and Master's courses. We are right in the middle of everything, so there's so much going on, but it's a really cool place to be. I don't know if everyone knows, but Madame Tussauds is one of London's biggest tourist attractions. It's right outside the entrance of the university, and we have Baker Street Tube Station, which is a 2-minute walk away as well. So that's a little bit. I'm going to go inside because it is very noisy. But yeah, I'll keep asking any questions, Sarah, and I'll answer the show.
Sure. So the University of Westminster has a wide range of programs. Do you accept Moroccan baccalaureate students? Because this is one of the questions that some people keep asking. Since not all the universities accept Moroccan baccalaureate students directly. Can't hear you.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So the University of Westminster, we do accept the Moroccan baccalaureate for direct entry with a grade 15. And with that, yeah, Moroccan students don't need to do a foundation, they can come straight to our bachelor program.
Excellent, okay. And for French baccalaureate students, yes, they are accepted with 12 out of 20.
Exactly, 12 out of 20.
Perfect. So where are you now? Where are you exactly? Can you show us around?
I will, yeah. So I've just come through the main entrance, so come through that door, and I'm actually just in a lovely new social space that one of our students, an interior architecture student, actually designed. If you were to go onto every campus, we've got beautiful new designs, green spaces like this. I think we spent about £60 million on renovating social spaces like this. So it's really popular with students. I mean, if I show you, yeah, everyone comes here in their break. It is really nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, hanging out here for a little bit before I show everyone a bit more of the facilities.
Can students, for example, who study law at other campuses, come to this campus and have access to all the facilities?
Absolutely, yeah. So, so just to add, so I mentioned earlier we have 19,000 students. That's spread across 4 different campuses across the city. So students, let's say you had someone who wanted to study law, they would be based at our Regent Street campus, which is like a 15-minute walk away from here. And students do spend most of their time on one campus because that's where their courses are mainly taught. However, they have access to all facilities on all 4 sites. So, for example, yeah, if someone doing law wanted to come and use the library here at Marylebone or have the social space here, they can, of course, do that. If someone studying business or architecture wanted to use our gym, which is free for our students at the Regent Street campus, or go to the cinema where they get discounted tickets and there's a bar and a cafe there, again, they've got full access to that. And that's about, again, a 15-minute walk from this campus.
Excellent. So at the campus where you are actually, so it's you mentioned it's for business and architecture, right?
That's right, yeah.
And it's for undergrad and postgrad programs?
That's right. So we offer both undergraduate and postgraduate courses on all the subject areas, and each campus teaches both of those.
Okay, so just to mention that undergraduate programs are 3 years. So the bachelor is a 3 years program, and master's is a 12 months program because it's very different from the Moroccan/French system or the American or Canadian system. And many students,
right, yes.
when I tell them the master is just a 12 months program, they're like, why? And is it recognized?
Yeah, no, exactly that. And it's, I mean, the year does go, of course, as you can imagine, very quickly. But it's intense. So it is an intense 1-year full-time study experience. And then students, I'm sure we'll come on to that, will have the chance to stay in the UK for another 2 years on the post-study work visa. Whether they're doing the 3-year bachelor's or the 1-year master's, all international students have that right now, which is great.
Okay, so just they can study 12 months master and stay 2 weeks after completing their master programs, right?
Yeah, and then they can stay for 2 years after completing their master's program, working full-time without any restrictions on how many hours they can work, how many jobs they can do. So it's a great time to get some work experience here in London and the UK, obviously earning pounds, which is always helpful, and hopefully progress their careers.
Okay. And do you have any department at the university that helps students find a part-time or full-time job?
Yeah, we do. We have a fantastic careers development centre. So all of our students, as soon as they join the university, we invite them in to have face-to-face meetings with our careers team, where we adjust their CV or their resume for the UK job market, whether that's applying for part-time work, working with us at the university, or with one of our thousands of partners. So, I mean, for example, we work with like 3,000 different companies in London, and we have 183 industry partners. So part-time work, there's always an opportunity for that with us.
All right. So I've seen that you have changed the place. Where are you now?
I've actually just sat down in the same place, but I'm going to move over to the Bloomberg Financial Suite. Still, we've got some students that are interested in finance, investment, so I will go there. Oh, so I'll go there and then we can have a look at that facility, okay?
Okay, sure.
So just to show you, this is one of the example of one of the cafes on campus where students get coffee, get some food in between lectures. It's a really busy time on the campus at the moment, which is great, so everyone can see how it feels. But a lot of time in between classes, students basically just out here.
So in general, master students, they study around 12, 15 hours per week, right?
Yeah, I'd say about 15 to 20 hours a week. So typically, like 3 days, they've been needed to be at the university on campus. Obviously, as the world has changed slightly in recent years with the move to lots of online options to study, some classes might have a bit more flexibility, but typically students would need to be on campus 2 to 3 days a week.
Okay, so they can have time to have a part-time job.
Absolutely, yeah. And just on that, sorry, students are permitted to work 20 hours per week during term time on their international student visa. So again, going back to part-time work, we do help you find those part-time job opportunities. Hopefully, make good connections and networks. That's one of the great things about being here in London and being at the university. We have fantastic connections with industry, recruiters and insiders. The lecturers themselves are all working in the industries that they're teaching. So the aim is that we find students like internships during their studies, find out what they need to do to be ready to be employed in the companies that they want here in London or around the world.
Okay. So now you said at the Bloomberg Financial Suite?
Yes. Let me just get a bit closer. Apologies. I think there's actually a class going on. Yeah, there's a class going on. They don't have the screen up at the moment, but just to give you an idea. So this is I get out of the way.
Can you please give us more detail about this financial suite? Like, what is it exactly?
Yeah, so the Bloomberg Financial Suite is a state-of-the-art facility we have. As you can see the big screen here, this is normally lit up with data about all the world's stocks and shares. And it's linked up to the main banking systems of the world. So City of London banking system, New York Wall Street, Tokyo City Bank, etc. So students studying a finance or investment risk finance related course or fintech, they spend a lot of their time, as you can see these students here, using the systems, using the techniques that anyone who works in the world's major financial organizations and roles use. So it's a very practical facility, and once students go to apply for these internships and jobs, they can go into interviews saying, yeah, I know what you need, what you're looking for, I've got the experience, I know the system you use, etc. And the lecturers are all very successful traders who work in Deutsche Bank, Bank of England, Citibank. So students really get fantastic insight from really successful traders, bankers, brokers, and the like.
So when they study at the University of Westminster, they don't just get the theory, they also get the practice. So they are ready to go to market and work.
Exactly. I mean, that's one of the great things about Westminster is that the courses are very practical. Yeah, there are elements of theory to start with, but to be honest, it's mainly focused on getting students ready to work, whether in a global setting, whether that's here in London, in Morocco, Dubai, Brazil, wherever it is. And they will be learning it's like learning on the job almost. They'll be learning the theory whilst applying it in a practical setting.
Okay. Where can you take us next?
Okay, so next. Let me go to some lectures going on. I won't go into the lectures yet. I'm going to go to the actually I'm going to go to the library next. So library-wise, so I mentioned that we have 4 different campuses. Let me just show the cafe area. So each campus has like 3 floors of library spaces, this is the cafe restaurant, just to show you. It's on the roof. So each campus has like 4 floors of library spaces, and that's a mixture of like social group study areas. We've got meeting rooms where students book it out when they're working on projects with colleagues, and also silent study areas when they want to, really focus on an individual assignment.
And is it open 24/7?
Yeah, so during term time, which is from September to December, and then January to May time, our libraries are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. Outside of term time, the hours are slightly less, but I think they're sort of from about 8 11 or something, so there's still plenty of time. Any student that wants to spend time studying. My voice might go down a little bit, just like into the night. But it's kind
Quite area.
a lot quieter than where we were. Okay, so the first area is the group study area.
Can you show us?
Yeah, sure. The group study law area. You see right at the back.
I've seen in some campuses that students can borrow computers. They can borrow laptops if they don't bring their laptops to the campus.
That applies to us as well. They can borrow laptops, Macs, all sorts of facilities. That's available with us for free, of course. Yeah. And I don't know if you can see the rooms at the back.
Yes.
So students can book these meeting rooms when they're working on group projects together. Just go up to we've got loads of computer labs, computer rooms.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
So we've got loads of but if students don't have their laptop, they want to use the computer.
Oh, okay. So they can use the available computers there.
Yeah. Stop now.
Okay, please go to a quiet place because I have a couple of questions to ask you.
I'm going to go into one of the meeting rooms.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so earlier we mentioned that bachelor programs are 3 years program and the masters are 12 months. What are the most popular programs?
Most popular programs with us, it's definitely our business and management. And we do have different specialisms within business and management. So students can do a general business and management degree, or they can specialize in an area such as like marketing, economics, finance or accounting, or international marketing. On top of that, architecture is very popular at Westminster, and programs related to like communication and media are also very, very popular.
So when we say that the program is popular, means that students need to apply as soon as possible, and if they have their offers, they also need to confirm them, not to lose the place.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to add on that as well, courses related to computer science and data science are really popular.
Yeah, it's becoming very popular as well.
Most of our courses remain open for this September. The next deadline to apply will be the 30th of June. If there is anyone interested, 30th of June, so the end of June. So just bear that in mind, and then everyone needs to submit their final documents, certificates confirming their grades, whether that's from the Moroccan back or the French back, plus an English certificate like an IELTS. That needs to be done by the end of August.
Okay, you mentioned English certificate. Like, what are the accepted English language tests? Because I know that it keeps changing year after year.
Yeah. So at the moment, I mean, IELTS always remains accepted. Other ones like TOEFL, IBT. At the moment, we accept Duolingo, which I know is popular in Morocco. At the moment, that is still accepted for us as well.
Okay. And what are the entry requirements for bachelors from Moroccan back?
For in terms of grade requirements from the back.
Sorry?
The grade requirements from the Moroccan back.
grades 15?
Yeah, so 15 from the Moroccan back, with a French back 12, I believe.
12, yeah. And for the English language test?
IELTS score of 6 overall, with 5.5 in each component. Some courses might request 6 in writing, but most will accept 5.5 in each element.
Okay. And what about the entry requirements for master programs?
For master programs,
I know it differs from a program to another, but in general?
In general, 12 from a recognised undergraduate program. That generally gets accepted. Some courses will ask for 14 or above.
Okay, and for the English?
6.5 overall IELTS, and again 5.5 in each section, but some will request 6 in certain elements, specifically writing again.
Okay. The question I love the most, but you don't like the most, are there any scholarships available to students from Morocco?
So there are a number of options. One, for all Moroccan students that apply for a master's course and receive an offer, they can apply for our international part fee scholarship, which is £3,000 now, which is automatic. Well, it's reduced from the tuition fee. So that would be one. Students need to have applied and have an offer from the university first in order to then apply. It is a separate application. Unfortunately, I know it's a be a pain, but they would need to do a separate application for the part B scholarship. The other scholarship opportunity really is if we have anyone here today who is studying the French back or another European or EU
Spanish, from Spain or Belgium.
German or
yes.
Belgium, if they apply for bachelor's with that and they're starting in September, they would be eligible for an automatic, quite substantial fee reduction, which is £4,500 per academic year. So that's
which is excellent because the tuition fees are £14,800. So if we deduct 4,500, they will end up paying £10,300 per year for the 3 years of their bachelor, which is excellent. And they will be studying in the heart of London.
Exactly, and they don't need to do any further application for that. It's automatically applied by the admission.
Okay, what about Moroccan baccalaureate?
Unfortunately, not at the moment. Maybe it's one day in the future, we'll work on it, but unfortunately, just those two that I mentioned earlier. Sometimes we also have some part fee scholarships for students with CasaEducation, so keep an eye out for that and speak with Sara, and then we'll liaise to see if that's available.
Yes. So what is the process? Like, how can someone interested to study at Westminster University make an application for undergrad and post?
Sure. So for they're all online applications, slightly different. So anyone interested in applying for an undergrad, they have to apply through UCAS, which is for most UK British public universities, they have to apply through this platform. So the UCAS application, anyone applying for a master's course with us, they can apply directly online via our direct online application, it's a free online application. So if anyone hasn't applied yet and they want to, just go onto our website, go onto the specific course page that you want to apply for. There's a link to make that application.
Okay, so once they receive the offer, what are the next steps to do to confirm?
So the next steps, once the admissions team have got around to reviewing, sending hopefully the offer, we'll spell out all the next steps students need to do or take with dates and things. Normally, it's a case of submitting, certificates and transcripts that confirm the grades, the qualification that students have achieved. A lot of the time, students will apply without having an English certificate, for example, which is completely fine, normal. We will just then request that students submit their English certificate in the coming weeks or months before the final deadlines in August.
Okay, and on their offer, they will also be asked to pay a deposit. What is the minimum amount they can pay?
So with University of Westminster, it's £4,000 the deposit payment, and that
for all courses.
For all courses, it's the same, irrespective of the course. And that deadline to make that payment is the 30th of August, like it is for submitting transcripts. and that is as it says, a deposit. So if students don't end up joining us, then that gets returned to them, fully returned. If they do,
I cannot hear you very clearly.
If students, can you hear me now?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So if students don't join the university and they've made a deposit, that gets returned to them, the full amount. If they do join us, then that £4,000 deposit is taken away from their tuition fees owed, so it's just applied to their fees.
Excellent. So just to summarize, they can, and students interested to do a bachelor program at Westminster University should apply through UCAS, and the ones who want to do a master program, they can apply directly on the University of Westminster website. So once they get the offer, they should answer the condition, like they should reply to the conditions by paying the deposit and also submitting the English language test and the documents that will be mentioned on their offer. And in order to apply for the visa, they need to send to the university the bank statement of at least 28 days showing that they have enough funds to for their maintenance and for the rest of the tuition, right? And if they are using their parents' bank statement, they should also send the birth certificate to show the relationship between themselves and their parents.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly.
And an authorization letter from their parents, like giving them the permission to use the funds, of course. Anyway, we have the students in all this process. But this is just to tell the other people who don't know. What about the accommodation? Because for us, it's very important to give the student a full service, especially for the ones who are going just right after their high school degrees. So they have to go to the UK. They need to find, it's very difficult for them to look for accommodation. That's why we help them from Morocco. So from here, they know where they will be staying. The university has any accommodations around the campuses?
Yeah, so we have 4 accommodation sites that are managed by the university, which have 24-hour, 7 days a week security. We have 2 that are on teaching sites. So, for example, we do have accommodation site here at the Marylebone campus. I could even show it to you in a bit once we go upstairs. So, yeah, we have one on the Marylebone campus. We also have one in our West London campus, on the Harrow campus, which is, if we do have any students interested in like journalism, media communication, art design, music production, film production, those kind of courses, we've got accommodation there. It's very, very easy to get to wherever you are around the city. And for example, if anyone's studying here at the Marylebone campus, business or architecture course, our accommodation at Harrow is like 3 stops on the tube to get to the accommodation, 20 minutes. And then we have another accommodation site nearby in Wembley, which again is very quick to get to, 25 minutes. And then we have a further one, so our 4th accommodation site in another central London location. Students would need to get a bus or tube to get here, but it's about half an hour again on the bus or tube. Very easy.
Okay. And when can a student start applying for the accommodation?
Accommodation opens each year around the start of April. So anyone starting this September, just bear that in mind, that application will open soon. Typically, once students have applied and they're sort of in our system and they've got an offer, then we send them an email just reminding them that accommodation has opened and to get their application in as quickly as possible if they're interested.
Okay, so once they make their choices, they apply directly on the accommodation portal. Once they get the offer, they have to pay, I think, £250 to secure their room. Yeah, for the deposit. Okay. And what are the services offered to students so once they arrive to the UK?
So yeah, there are loads of services, free services for our students to help them settle in, whether that's the careers centre like we spoke about earlier, also counselling, general mental well-being, prayer rooms, and students have a personal tutor who's an academic member of the university to be their personal one-to-one support. And we also have friends of arriving new students like a buddy scheme where students can, have someone studying their course, another international student, maybe from Morocco as well, just to help them settle into their new life here. And also just to say, before we actually start teaching, sort of mid to end September, and before enrollment takes place, we organise an international welcome week for all of our international students. So, the 7,000 that join us here from 169 different nationalities. So where we have talks like from our different university departments, the Careers Centre, admissions team, also how to set up a bank account, register with the police, how to adapt to British and London culture, new way of life, getting around the city with travel, and also loads of different talks and social events with our student union and clubs as well. So it's a really great opportunity for students to make new friends and connections before they've even started their course and they know their classmates. But that support continues throughout their studies. And
Yeah.
if there's
And the university has different societies as well, clubs.
Yeah, so we've got over 100 different societies and clubs. For example, sporting ones that compete in the national university sports competitions like football, basketball, rugby, tennis, as well as more cultural ones, let's say. For example, we have a Middle East and North Africa Society.
They organize very good events.
Very good events. Yeah, it's always really busy. Events. And then other ones from anyone who likes to dance salsa, like to speak Spanish, all sorts. So any kind of interest that any student's got, you can find that here, and it's free to join the societies. And if you can't find it, then you can set it up themselves. So, for example, we have students studying like international business who are really interested in art, and they set up their own society so they can continue their hobby. So that's a key part of the study experience. Students that continue their interest and hobbies outside of their academic classes.
Excellent. Okay. So is there any other place you want to show us?
I'll see the campus. It's a little bit of a day in the life experiences. What I'll do as well, so I think I'll show one of the lecture theatres as well as the accommodation, only from the outside though, that we have here at the Marylebone campus.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
students are aware. See here again some recent renovations to the social spaces, which is really nice.
So to access the accommodation, which is here on site, students need to enter the university?
Yeah, so this is actually just when students come through the main entrance, carry on straight forward. It's like a 30-second walk. It's just at the back of the university. It's part of the Marylebone halls accommodation at the Marylebone site. And like I said earlier, we have another accommodation site at our Harrow campus, as well as 2 other accommodation sites across the city. And all the accommodation sites have, students have their own room, own study area, study desks. Some have like ensuite bathrooms, others have shared bathrooms, and they all have like a shared kitchen and social space, pool tables and things like that. So, yeah.
And on the prices that are advertised on the website, do they include like all the bills?
That's right. Yeah. So prices include all bills, water, gas, electricity, etc., plus the 24-hour, 7 days a week security.
And are they furnished rooms?
They're all furnished. Yeah.
Excellent. So they just need to bring their luggage and.
Exactly. Just bring their things.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to go to one of the large lecture theatres at the Marylebone campus. So a lot of the time in terms of the study experience, students on most courses, when they've got large lectures, they might use the same facilities, but there are more specialist areas like the Bloomberg Financial Suite that they'll specifically have for their courses. And just to say as well, we have architecture studios here at the Marylebone campus too. show because we do have quite a bit of interest from students from Morocco for architecture.
For architecture, yeah. But for anyone interested to study architecture at Westminster University, they need to have a portfolio.
Just going to show the lectures. There's actual lecture going on that side.
Okay.
Would it be of interest to show the architecture studios?
I think we will lose you if you go there because I remember the
Right.
reason. Yeah, the connection is very poor.
Yeah. Just
All right. So I was saying that for anyone interested to study architecture, they need to have a portfolio. Can you tell us more about it?
yeah. So the portfolio, this is a chance for all students interested in architecture or other creative art and design courses to put together a collection of their work. This can be a combination of graphic work, hand sketching, maybe modeling and things. And they send this in after they've made their initial application. Students are requested, if they look like they're meeting the academic entry requirements, they're asked to submit a portfolio. We do have really good advice from the course academics and leaders for each program on the course pages. So if anyone is interested to take a look at our architecture or interior architecture course page, and a lot of the time the academics have recorded videos talking about the advice and guidance to submit their portfolio.
Yeah, for the portfolio, approximately how many pieces of work they need to send?
Top of my head, I think it's about 10 to 12 or so. Like I said, these can be a combination of different pieces of work. The key thing I think a lot of people don't always realize is that what academics want to see is a commentary and explanation of what their portfolio is, how they came about creating their work, what their inspiration is, what their style is, and so on, and what they look to do in the future based on this. So I get a lot of students that are really creative who say, I've got an IG account, I've done this on my Instagram account. They're all great,
Okay.
but they haven't given any context or background. So just students need to, I'm sure they are, anyone who's just an architect, be aware you need to have that commentary or explanation of what you've created and the process of creating it.
And they also do an interview with the module leader, right?
Right. So they'll be asked to have an interview. They'll be asked to have an interview. Also submit a reference from one of their lecturers talking about their background in the field. But yeah, so that's quite a big part of anyone who applies for architecture or anything creative, they'll get that interview.
Okay, and for the master in architecture, is it also 12 months or 24 months?
12 months, yeah. All the masters, 12. Yeah, maybe apart from one related to nutrition, I think they're all 12 months.
Excellent. Okay, is there anything else you would like to say?
I guess the key thing, key points about University of Westminster. You've seen a bit of the location. We have fantastic facilities here. It's a really buzzing place, very multicultural. We have Moroccans here every year. You can continue your hobbies and your passions with people from across Morocco, North Africa, different regions, but also you'll be meeting people from all over the world. And the real benefit with Westminster is as well the professional opportunities that students get. So if you're doing a bachelor's course, it's 3 years academically, but students have the chance to do paid internship. That could be a long-term 1 year, or it could be a short 1 month if they want to. Utilizing our career center. If you're doing a master's, some courses have internships incorporated into the program. Other students add it on in the summer months when they've handed in their work and they don't have classes. But we basically help all of our students find those internships, part-time work, and loads of networking opportunities. So we have big careers, graduate careers fairs where we invite our industry partners here in London to come in, speak directly with our students, letting them know what they need to do to make themselves attractive in the job market, maybe add on some extra skills to their resume or CV. So, students really are in a fantastic place to start their career or progress their career. For Moroccan students, just to say, if you're doing a qualification from a Moroccan back to a French back to a Bachelor, if you're doing a Spanish qualification, we accept most qualifications, so that's great. If you're doing a Moroccan version of a bachelor's degree, normally for most courses we'd need a grade 12 from the licence or gestion, etc. Or some courses might ask for 14. And if you are applying for a master's, just be aware we do have the part B scholarship that you can look to apply for. If you have an offer, it's £3,000.
So £3,000 discount scholarship for students interested to study master program. But first they need to get an offer and then make a separate application for the scholarship. Anyway, they can contact CasaEducation. We will help them get the maximum.
Yeah, Sara is very good at that. So just to say as well, I'm due to be in Morocco and Casablanca in May. So if anyone here wants to know more, please do speak to Sara. Make sure you meet me and speak to Sara at that event in May. And it'd be great to follow up on any questions you've got. Maybe your application has developed or progressed and you want to know a bit more. I'll be there to hopefully help. And just reach out, of course, to Sara throughout the process. She's an expert. She can help you, with the visa process and things like that.
Thank you. And also, the University of Westminster, they have like all of the programs. They start in September, October, I think. But there are a couple of programs that also start in January intake.
Yeah, so the January intake is exclusive only for a number of master's courses, postgraduate courses, mainly those in the sort of business school. So management, MA, finance-related courses, they tend to have marketing, they tend to have January intakes. But anyone interested in a bachelor's program, it's always just September start with us, Westminster.
And I'm also pleased to announce that CasaEducation is making free applications to students interested to study at Westminster University for September 2023 intake. So we will assist students for free. All right. Well, thank you, Martyn, for answering all those questions and also for showing us around the campus. And we're waiting to see you in Casablanca, sunny Casablanca. In May, inshallah.
I look forward to that, inshallah.
I just hope the weather will be nice.
It will be nicer. Yeah, I'm sure it will.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And speak to you very soon.
See you soon. Speak soon. Bye, everyone.
Take care. Bye-bye.